So it looks like the radical left is absolutely having a meltdown right now, especially in the United Kingdom, where LGBTQ lessons in schools have been stopped because of Muslim protest. Also, the same country that just arrested more people for misgendering, while in the United States, drag queen Storytime is facing more scrutiny since one of its drag performers has been caught to be a predator. This, of course, is the same program that is being promoted by government and celebrities. And it's just extremely disturbing. But Jason, let's just talk about this first clip. Let's just talk about the United Kingdom, where we're finding out right now a journalist is being accused of a hate crime for misgendering. Should we just get to the clip?
Yeah, obviously this is speech and thought control, which is very upsetting. Listen, whether you agree with the person and how they misgendered someone, should it really be criminal? But hey, in the United Kingdom, it looks like all bets are off. So let's just go to the clip.
Because I am standing here this morning outside of police headquarters because one of our guests on the show, later on Twitter, who has a boy who was a son who was born a boy, then transitioned to a girl, they were referred to the wrong pronoun as a he or a boy. That was the debate on Twitter. As a result of that, Susie Green said that she found this actually distressing and spiteful. Made a complaint to Surrey Police, who now tell us that they are actually investigating as a hate crime. Hate crime have a maximum prison sentence of anything up to 2 years. This is at the time, of course, when we've been talking about a lot on the programme with rising knife crime around the country, and also violence is soaring in the UK as well. Should the police be prioritising crimes like this?
We're conflating.
No,
we're not. We're not.
No. Hell no. Jason, thank God we declared independence and we have a Bill of Rights. But people need to understand this is not only the United Kingdom. New York has similar laws. Canada has similar laws, and similar things are happening. Should we play the rest of it?
Yeah, we might as well, because I don't think it's even a question. Why are they even having a debate? Of course. Listen, it's speech. It's speech. 2 years in prison for using the wrong pronoun? Talk about Orwellian, but let's see what these ladies have to say. They seem pretty intelligent.
It's a row that was first sparked in our studios. Caroline Farrow, a Catholic with conservative views, appeared alongside transgender activist Susie Green, whose daughter Jackie was born a boy. When the cameras stopped rolling, though, the debate soon spilled onto Twitter.
Right? I know this from my own experience with my
That's
kid,
fine,
right?
but trans girls are girls.
Caroline Farrow allegedly used the wrong pronoun to describe Jackie Green, referring to her perhaps as a boy. And that, she's been told, is a possible hate crime, and now Surrey Police are carrying out an investigation. But in a statement, Caroline Farrow said, "She's put my family through hell, and I don't think she should have pursued it in the first place." We understand that Susie Green now intends to withdraw her complaint, but at the moment, the official investigation continues.
Yeah, absolutely insane. I mean, what this is, Jason, is just another form of control. I mean, just a couple months ago, I took to the streets. I was in the United Kingdom and I started walking around because this is absurd. And I started talking to people about free speech. Do you believe in free speech? Do you agree with what the government is doing here? On that random man on the street video that I did, I came upon an entrepreneur who was literally hauled off to court for hate crime for saying, "all right, geezer," to a transgender war veteran that he didn't know was transgender. An absolutely crazy, ridiculous case. By the way, this link will be in the description below so you guys could watch it afterwards. Definitely recommend you watch this because it is absolutely absurd that this is happening to so many different people. There was even a tragic story I remember hearing about where this woman was tweeting at the police departments over in the United Kingdom. She was far away from her brother. Her brother was acting weird. She called them, tried to get them to intervene, to help, to make sure he doesn't commit suicide. The police department said, "No, sorry, we're really busy. We can't do that." As they were just toting and talking about the great work that they're doing fighting misgendering. And later it came out that the brother did kill himself. The police ignored this woman and failed to be there. And this is absolutely disturbing on so many levels. All it is, again, you can do whatever you want. Dress whatever you want, describe yourself whatever you want. But once you put government in there, the government's going to do what the government does best. And that's control you, use you, extort you, and see you as a freaking battery that they could suck the life out of, because that's what the state does. There's even more disturbing stuff coming out of Houston here in the United States, where right now There's videos. Jason, I don't know if you want to intro this clip. I don't know if we can even verbally intro this. This is disturbing, to say the least. This is drag queen story time, which, by the way, U.S. Representative for Texas 18 Congressional District, where this is happening, approves of this. She said she is proud of this in our district, and the video speaks for itself, but gosh darn it, it is disturbing.
You know, the bottom line is, Luke, and we have the video up here and we got it on the still screen, but anything that involves cross-dressing is, to me, the sexualization of children. This isn't Mrs. Doubtfire. People are dressing this way, this specific way, to attract others sexually. So why in the world...
Again, Jason, the point is made with just even what they're wearing. They're not wearing just normal women's attire. They're wearing sexualized, like, thigh highs, fishnets, booty shorts that show the booty. Like, if you're someone that is transgender or whatever, you dress like a regular person. Why do you have to dress overly sexually with these high heels, specifically with little children around, bringing this topic into there? And then government's like, oh, yes, this is great. We're very proud of this. Absolutely insane, Jason. Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, well, let's let this speak for itself. You know, a grown man dressed as a woman twerking in front of children. That is what we're about to watch. Oh! Whoa! Oh!
The kids are giving them dollars. Holy cow.
Oh, let's hug the kitty. Oh, that's so nice. Now, what they're not going to tell you, what the
It's
media...
a strip club, Jason. They're reenacting a strip club. The kids are walking up with dollar bills to the strippers. We saw Desmond the Amazing also dancing as a little kid in very provocative clothing, getting money thrown at him. This is, again, seeing your body as, an instrument of wealth. It's just absolutely disturbing when it's done with little children, with the praise of celebrities and politicians of all people in our society, which is disgusting.
And come to find out that one of the people that we just watched on that very disturbing video, in my opinion, is a convicted child molester. So much so that the media wants to cover that up, but you can see the people in Houston, the local Houston paper, the organizers after this story broke, guess what? They're stepping down. And this is why they're stepping aside. See the under headline? This should be the headline. We believe in what we're doing. Do you? Really? Come on. But we don't believe in putting our friends, our families, or our children in danger. Why the hell are you worried about your friends and families? They are grown adults. If they want to be around a transgendered person, there is no harm in that. There's no chance for physical abuse. However, if you want to put a kid around a child molester, yeah, that's a big ass problem. And Luke, I want to move from this tranny thing to talk about the sexualization of children and how it's not only infiltrating our public school or our public library system, but it's infiltrating our public schools, and it has been for some time. These are two headlines, Luke, that the mainstream media in our country is largely ignoring. But just this week, we had a kindergarten teacher, okay? She's got the smallest children in public school, 34 years old, arrested for creating child porn using her 1-year-old son and her 4-year-old daughter. This person is in the school systems. You think that's frightening? How about this one? Teacher, 26, forced 4-year-old preschoolers to strip naked and stand in the closet for 10 humiliating minutes as punishment for misbehaving. This went on for months. People knew about it and it wasn't reported. This is insane to me. And it seems like our leftist Hollywood batshit insane culture is absolutely promoting this stuff, Luke.
I mean, yeah, look at Celine Dion, the Canadian goose lady, with what she's been promoting. She looks like she's, again, also with Baphomet and satanic symbology and all that. But I want to get to this kind of last point that we want to make here, which, of course, a lot of radical left-wing people are just having absolute meltdowns about because they don't know how to approach it. Because in the United Kingdom, there was a primary school that stopped gay teachers' LGBT lessons after 300 Muslim parents protested. And a lot of people on the radical left are like, well, they're Muslims. Oh, okay, whoa, wait. But wait, they're stopping LGBT lessons in schools. Again, a major conundrum for a lot of people on the radical left, but also a very hyperbolic story that's, again, pinning people on very opposite spectrums. I think, again, the truth should be somewhere in the middle. The kids should, depending on what age, you have a different take on it, Jason. Should know about STDs, how to stay clean, and should be informed about things. But this is sparking a whole nother debate that a lot of radical left people are just running away from as fast as they can because it contradicts a lot of their ideology that they're pushing out there.
Yeah, man, listen, I grew up in New York. You grew up in New York. Pretty liberal here, okay? We had health class beginning when we were about 12 years old. 8th grade is the first time they introduced, which I totally understand. Your body starts to change, you grow pubic hair, you get introduced to girls. That's great. But from the time I was 12 to 16 going to these courses, it was mostly biological. It was really health. It wasn't about your sexual preference. It wasn't how to date a girl or to approach somebody or using the right pronoun. It was based in science and biology. And the rest of the stuff, hopefully, you learned from your parental figures and you would talk, locker room talk with the guys around you. Everybody did that, okay? And it seemed to work out for our generation. But now, I literally have an 8-year-old kid in my niece's school, the nieces I take care of, that they have to say is a girl, even though it's a boy, because sometimes the boy wants to dress as a girl. He's 8. He's 8. He doesn't know what he wants sexually yet. He shouldn't. He hasn't gone through that process. And I'm sorry. They're children. I'm not trying to make, a debate about whether homosexuality is biological, which in many cases I believe it is. I'm just trying to say...
You're going to go to jail if you say that.
Who knows what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years? All I can say is that the sexualization of children in this country has gone to new levels in the last 5 years, and we largely ignore the pedophiles that are embedded in this system while we glorify parents, especially celebritards, that have decided that either they're non-binary, Luke, they're LGBTQAINM, blah, 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 or their kids are. They're children. I mean, right now, we have Sam Smith coming out as a non-binary saying, I'm not male or female. Sometimes I feel like a woman.
Yeah.
Good for Sam Smith.
Prince Harry and Megyn Kelly also talking about fluid approach to gender with their baby. Charlize Theron says her 7-year-old son is now a girl. Miley Cyrus is saying gender is irrelevant in modern relationships. Whatever you believe in, whatever you talk about, fine. But once you start to sexualize things, especially with children, get the out of here. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's simple. I think we could all agree on that. I think that's pretty logical. And I think that's something that... people need to be made aware of. If you agree with that, share this message, because sadly, some people don't understand that. Keep the two topics separate. Children have their innocence for a reason. Let's stop bastardizing it and pushing this kind of crazier agenda out there, which again, I believe does a big disservice. And we should be able to have this in an open, free discussion, not with the government coming down and throwing us in jail for disagreeing with certain elements of it. That's my take on it. Jason, anything else you want to say, and do you want to close it off?
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know we are doing a bunch of videos. Please support us. Ring that notification bell. Subscribe to the backup channel, Pulse Chains. Share this on social media. But most importantly, guys, you got to be the change you want to see in the world, or we're never going to be able to fix things. So we will see you soon.